From WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Jerome. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Monday, October 7th, 2013. I'm Ann Gownley. Today marks the beginning of Fire Prevention and Safety Week, and we spoke with Fire Chief Donald Leshko, who has tips for you and your family. And Schuylkill County has given out checks to local police departments for money they received in drug raids. In sports, Beth Mensinger has details on a scary crash in the IndyCar circuit this weekend, and Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacek is in the Weather Center with the latest on this storm. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. A Hazleton man was shot and killed by a police officer after he allegedly attempted to raise a handgun to officers early Saturday morning. State police are now handling the case. The victim, 26-year-old Jonathan Kane Garay of Alter Street in Hazleton. Officers were dispatched to a large fight at 2nd and Alter Streets around 2:30 a.m. on Saturday. A witness told police that a man carrying a handgun took off towards 1st and Alter Streets. According to police, an officer spotted a man running through the gate at the rear of 521 Alter Street. When the officer saw that Garay had a silver and black handgun in his waistband, the officer grabbed him and the gun fell to the floor on the rear of the porch. Police say Garay dove for the weapon and attempted to raise the weapon towards officers. According to reports, at that point an officer fired his weapon at Garay. Garay was immediately taken to Hazleton General Hospital where he died from gunshot wounds. Portions of Alter and 1st Streets were closed off with caution tape until officers left around 11:50 a.m. Troop and Major Case Team has taken over the case along with Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and Luzerne County Coroner's Office. State police are now not releasing the names of the officer that was involved at this time. Just 3 days after the shooting on Alter Street, the girlfriend and sister of Jonathan Garay are speaking out and telling their side of the story. Christina Green has been Jonathan Garay's girlfriend for the past few years, and after he was shot and killed by an unnamed Hazleton police officer on Saturday morning, she says she was the first one at the hospital, and when she arrived at his home on Alter Street, it was complete chaos.
We have been together for 3 years. We were having problems. Like, we did break up in June, but we still see each other every single week, maybe 2-3 times a week. So, you know, they wanted me to make sure that was said. But me and him take care of a 5-year-old daughter together. Like, he's just the love of my life. Like,
Jonathan's sister, Veronica Garay, tells us that her brother had nothing to do with the fight at the Capri on Alter Street that brought Hazleton police to the area. She says the reports from police isn't what really happened. She tells us her side of the story.
We're not okay. We feel we want justice because my brother was murdered. My brother wasn't a criminal. My brother was killed in the kitchen in my mother's arms. He was never on the porch. The videos that were sent to the media shows he was never on the porch. The ambulance took my brother's body from inside of the home. After he killed my brother in my mother's arms, he took the gun off my brother's holster and threw it. My brother never had the gun in his hands. This man murdered my brother. I just want justice. That's all we want. We want this person or these people to face charges because they murdered. It wasn't justified. They should be charged as anybody else that would murder somebody because he murdered my brother. He took a part of us away from us that we can't get back.
Veronica says the officer who shot her brother had a personal vendetta against him, and that's why he shot Jonathan.
Quite some time, almost 3 years, I did internal affairs. I did everything. I just thought by me doing internal affairs, I was protecting my family, but I feel like I didn't do enough because he still harmed my brother. He still came after us like he said he was going to do. We beat him in the case, and he was so angry since then.
According to his sister, Jonathan was never in a gang and was never arrested. They just came here from Brooklyn, New York for a better life.
We're Puerto Rican, yes. Born and raised in Brooklyn, yes. We came here for a better life, not for this to happen. And everybody that knows us, they know that we're very professional people. We help those who need help. Never once we turned our back against no one.
The investigation into the shooting death of Jonathan Garay is continuing. WYLN did reach out to the Hazleton Police Department and the State Police. District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis says they will not comment right now, but adds they have been conducting interviews and will hopefully have more information later this week. 5 area elected officials are refusing to be paid until the government shutdown is over. More than a quarter of Congress members have chosen to have their pay withheld, including Senators Pat Toomey and Bob Casey and U.S. Congressman Matt Cartwright, Lou Barletta, and Tom Marino. Legally, members of Congress must get paid, but they can choose to defer those payments under the Constitution. A group of lawmakers in Congress have co-sponsored Representative Rick Nolan of Minnesota's bill, No Government, No Pay Act of 2013. The government shutdown has now reached its 7th day. An armed robbery this afternoon in Wilkes-Barre. Police are still searching for the man who held up the Hazel Mart on Hazel Street just after 1:30 this afternoon. It is unclear what type of weapon the suspect used. Police who were responding engaged in a chase that ended at the Kmart parking lot in Edwardsville, just off Route 11. More than a dozen police cars rushed to the shopping center. They say the man ran into Kmart, past shoppers, and out the back emergency door, setting off an alarm. No shoppers were hurt. Police have not released the name of the suspect or his description. They have only said he should be considered dangerous. 2 Walmarts, one in Hazel Township and one in Eaton Township, were robbed last Tuesday between 8 a.m. and 10:40 a.m. Police have now released these surveillance photos of the couple and their van. According to police, the two worked together to steal crossbows from both Walmarts. The suspects hid those items in totes and by emptying boxes containing merchandise of significantly lower value and placing the crossbows in those boxes. The crossbows totaled $2,300. The white male is in his late 20s to 30s, heavyset, wearing checkered shorts and a dark t-shirt with a large skull design. The white female is in either her 20s or 30s with long blonde hair, heavy built, wearing yellow pants and a black t-shirt. The vehicle, police say they left it, is in the late 1990s white Chevy Astro conversion type van with a ladder rack on the rear with stripes. Anyone with information is asked to contact State Police in Tunkhannock at 570-836-2141. The long-running saga of the Hazleton Area School District's insurance coverage is still running. There was a special meeting of the board tonight to decide that question. That question being what to do about the differences between what the omnibus policy was supposed to include and what it actually includes. Board President Brian Early says there's a difference.
We had the meeting last week, which we had board members that didn't show up for. Some of them were excused, some just chose not to show up because this is a difficult issue. But we task an attorney, our solicitor, with, getting another law firm to review the coverages. We were told point blank by Eastern Insurance that their policies provided full prior acts coverage when in fact they did not. That was confirmed to us tonight by our solicitor and the other law firm that did the review on the policies. We were fortunate. People from Eastern Insurance came and they acknowledged that fact.
The board voted to table a motion tonight, and Early says that action extends the deadline.
The board that voted to table, is willing to give them until next Tuesday, to submit insurance to us that provides full prior acts coverage. It was told to us that it was on our policy since July 1st, when in fact it wasn't. We know for a fact that Wright Specialty is willing to give us that coverage, and we could have it in place probably by tomorrow or Monday at the latest, to make sure that our taxpayers are adequately protected. Right now we have a $10 million gap in our insurance program.
What happens next Tuesday remains to be seen. The Shepton Oneida Volunteer Fire Company was awarded a grant this evening. Our Julie Stefanovich stopped by to speak with them about the funds and what they will go towards.
October is National Fire Prevention Month, and tonight in Shepton, a check in the amount of $12,000 was presented to the Shepton Oneida Volunteer Fire Company. Chief Kyle Mooney discussed what the funds will be used for.
Tonight we're being awarded a fiscal year 2012 fire prevention and safety grant for approximately $12,000, and what that's going to be used for is the purchase of 500 smoke detectors for our residents. So we got together and we put this grant in to assure that every resident in the township has a working smoke alarm.
Tragic fires have plagued Schuylkill County within the past year, and Chief Mooney stresses the importance for every household to have a working smoke detector.
Schuylkill County has been the home to many tragic fires recently, and I think it reemphasizes the point that smoke detectors save lives. What we're doing here by providing the smoke detectors to the community is making sure that it's available in the home for each and every resident in our coverage area.
For residents who are interested in obtaining a smoke detector, it will be a fairly simple process.
We're going to advertise in the next few weeks as to drop-off locations. Residents can pick them up from the fire station. For elderly folks and disabled folks, we have members that are willing to come inside the home and actually install a smoke detector. So there's no obstacle to get the smoke detector from us into the home where it belongs.
With the winter months rapidly approaching, MUMI has tips on keeping your home safe.
In addition to having a working smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector, it's important that you get your heating system and chimney cleaned by a qualified technician every year, and that's going to prevent incidents across the board.
The fire company also wishes to express their gratitude to Matt Cartwright's office and the Schuylkill County Fire Chiefs Association. They hope to start handing out the detectors sometime in the near future. In Shepton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Pennsylvania has created a new system for grading schools. It replaces the Adequate Yearly Progress, or AYP, measure of achievement. Some districts are suppressing scores for the time being due to a glitch with the state Keystone exams. At the present time, schools received an I for incomplete. Officials from the Department of Education hope to have the system up to par by December. Scores of 70 and higher are considered a step in the right direction. The system is broken down as follows: 40% academic achievement, 40% academic growth, 5% for the closing achievement gap for all students, 5% for closing the achievement gap for underperforming students, 10% for graduation rates and attendance rates. A list of area schools and their ratings are on your screen right now. The new system started as part of its waiver from the mandates of the federal No Child Left Behind Act. For more information, you can log on to paschoolperformance.org. Supporters say it's the most sweeping overhaul of child protection laws in state history. The State House and Senate have passed comprehensive packages overhauling the definition of what constitutes child abuse and the responsibility of others to report suspected cases of it. A 6-bill package last week following similar House actions last June. Several related bills are still moving through the committee process. The House has approved a bill to broaden the legal definition of child abuse to include bodily harm and serious physical neglect, but a similar bill has yet to be voted on by the Senate. There will be differences in what passes both chambers. A conference committee will have to hammer out a compromise package. This latest effort was spurred by the Jerry Sandusky case. There were American military anti-terror actions in the Middle East and Africa this weekend. Barbara Starr has the details.
An extraordinary show of force by U.S. commandos in highly risky secret operations in Somalia and Libya. Friday, October 4th, pre-dawn on Somalia's southern coast. U.S. Navy SEALs slip off a commercial ship and raid a terrorist stronghold. But within moments, they are forced to abort under heavy gunfire from militants. Just a day later, 6:30 a.m., 3,000 miles away on the streets of Tripoli, Libya. Abu Anas al-Libi, a senior al-Qaeda operative, is returning home from morning prayers. He will be grabbed by U.S. Army Delta Force commandos. On the streets of Tripoli, al-Libi is confronted by cars with 10 masked men. The U.S. team grabs him before he can even reach his gun. They are gone in seconds. Not a shot fired. His wife tells CNN the men she saw were Libyans. Al-Libi is taken to a U.S. Navy warship. He's wanted by the U.S. for the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings in Africa.
The president clearly had to approve both of these operations. This is to send U.S. military personnel into foreign countries, and that's a presidential decision.
In Somalia, it's SEAL Team 6 that is sent, the same unit that killed Osama bin Laden. In an eerie coincidence, it's 20 years to the day of the Black Hawk Down disaster in Somalia that killed 18 U.S. troops. This time, the SEALs are hunting an al-Shabaab leader named Ikrima. Al-Shabaab is the al-Qaeda-linked terror group that claimed responsibility for the shopping mall attack in Kenya 2 weeks ago. Local Somalis say the SEALs went to the house, come under fire. The SEALs retreat, not sure if their target is dead. But the al-Libi mission was a clear success.
As the government shutdown reaches week 2 and the debt ceiling cutoff date approaches, 2 deadlines are becoming one. INN's Phil Doherty has more.
Week 2 of the partial government shutdown and still no deal just yet. As it drags on, the U.S. is getting closer to the debt ceiling. Analysts say the government will reach its borrowing limit around October 17th. As federal workers sit home on furlough, lawmakers are now turning their attention to that deadline about 10 days from now. With no deal, the U.S. will default on its loans.
If the markets think we haven't solved this problem, any day, on a given day, and the markets are sort of mystical things in a certain way, if those securities, those government securities start being undervalued, the thing could collapse even before we reach the debt ceiling. So if they think we're at an impasse, it makes it worse. The answer here, do a clean debt ceiling.
We are not going to pass a clean debt limit increase.
I
told the president, there's no way we're going to pass when the votes are not in the House to pass a clean debt limit. And the president is risking default by not having a conversation with us.
The Department of Defense is expected to bring back hundreds of thousands of civilian workers. They were furloughed during that government shutdown. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel says employees will be asked to return starting next week. He says the law allows the DoD to eliminate furloughs for employees whose responsibilities contribute to the morale, well-being, and readiness of service members. The House passed a bill to provide back pay to federal workers. No movement, though, on that bill yet in the Senate.
That was INN's Phil Doherty. A national research group ranked the roads in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Hazleton area among the worst in the country. The Road Information Project, or TRIP, ranked the area 17th worst among 62 urban areas with populations between 250,000 and 500,000. It says 32% of the region's roads are in poor condition, and it says the average car owner pays $539 annually in vehicle maintenance. Costs related to poor roads, 18th nationally. TRIP's Bumpy Roads Ahead report noted the $40 billion surface transportation program is set to expire September 30th of 2014 without action from Congress to boost the highway funding. The report said Pennsylvania could lose $1.9 billion in highway and transit funding. Staying on the topic of roads, the city of Wilkes-Barre has announced that emergency sewer repairs will be conducted on South Franklin Street tomorrow, October 8th, beginning at 7 a.m. The repairs will occur between Northampton and Market Streets. Access for local traffic will be available through an alternate lane from West Market Street to South Franklin. Traffic delays are expected, so plan accordingly. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to check in with meteorologist Joe Garbacic in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center with the latest. Joe, how long will this rainy weather last?
Well, Ann, at least the good news is all of the leftover rain pretty much is moving out of our area. Of course, the heaviest rain stopped mid to late afternoon hours, depending upon where you live. But right now, we got a breeze in the backyard, and it's quite chilly. In fact, we're going to be looking at temperatures dropping into the 40s in many locations tonight. But talking about a drop in temperature, how about, and I don't make up these numbers, in 36 hours, a 65-degree drop in temperature. Let's take a look at the graphic. The state is Kansas. The area? Hill City, Kansas. Back in 1991, it went from 25 degrees to 90 degrees in just 36 hours. What kind of change in temperature will we see over the next couple of days? I'll let you know with the 7-day forecast coming up next.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, we feature Farmer's Iced Tea regular or diet for only $1.88 a gallon.
Hi, sir. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Can I just get your name for our mailing list?
Yeah, sure. Smitty Jones.
Is that the same Smitty Jones that lives at 1 Phillips Street?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't complete this transaction.
What do you mean? I'm just buying a candy bar.
Unfortunately, your credit score is too low.
What do you mean? I'm paying cash.
Sir, I'm going to need you to settle down.
Listen, I'm not freaking out.
Security!
Come on.
Clean up. Checkout 15. Clean up.
Even if your credit is this bad,
We can still help. Penn Financial Group. We stop foreclosures, stop sheriff sales, reduce or eliminate your debt, and improve your credit rating, guaranteed. Call us today for a free consultation. Penn Financial Group. Get credit happy.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full detailed and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
We had the heavy rain that moved through our area earlier today and through the morning hours and even in many locations through the afternoon hours. But the heaviest rain now has moved out of our area. Behind it, there were just a few sprinkles and a couple of those showers across parts of our area, but we had some locally heavy downpours earlier. Some locations, some of those thunderstorms. There was severe weather across our area. There was tornado watches, severe thunderstorm warnings. There were flood watches in effect, and good news is at this 10 o'clock hour, everything has now since expired. And it's paving the way for a pretty nice looking couple of days, although I have another storm system to talk about, a coastal storm. Question is it or will it not affect our area? I'll be letting you know when I get to the 7-day forecast. But right now, again, you can see really not much happening. Nothing really across our area from Wilkes-Barre through Scranton, Hazleton, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Danville, Williamsport. We're in pretty good shape. Skies will become partly cloudy through tonight, and it'll be refreshing out there, but a little bit cool. 50 degrees now are live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton. We've picked up now 92 hundredths inch of precipitation since the midnight hour. You see the winds averaging anywhere between 5 to as much as 15 miles per hour. So those winds died down compared to where they were earlier today. Our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page. For the day, 66 and 49 compared it to the averages of 66 and 44. The records still stand, 7:08, 6:36, sunrise and sunset for tomorrow. Temperature-wise right now, 53 in Shenandoah, 55 in Berwick, 54 in Monomoy City, 55 in Bloomsburg, and 53 degrees in Danville. Satellite and radar, boy, there was just tons of weather going on earlier today. In fact, you could see there's a red box there. That was a tornado watch box that was in effect from central Pennsylvania all the way to the northeast, even out through New Jersey because of the front coming through, as well as mixing with the remnants of what was Tropical Storm Karen. And of course, yellow boxes indicating severe thunderstorm watches which were in effect. All of that has now since gone and expired, and a little bit of some more precip as you go toward the northwestern part of the state. But as it makes its way toward the south and east, it's pretty much going to fizzle out. So I think through tonight, the overnight hours, maybe a sprinkle or a light shower in a few isolated locations early. But other than that, we cleared out nicely. And then here comes the storm. And here comes the clouds as we start going into the middle part of the week. The storm system that's down here, I think the extent of it at this point may affect Philadelphia a little bit. But for our neck of the woods, I think if anything, we'll see more of the clouds on the increase. But I don't think we're going to see any rain from it. So we'll keep it dry at this point. Temperature-wise, notice it's going to be cool even going into tomorrow night. We got 40s for overnight lows. And then by the noontime hour on Wednesday, upper 50s and lower 60s. So a nice day tomorrow. Seasonable temperatures, not bad. I think for the most part, most locations in the 60s. And there is that next storm system. It's going to be a slow-moving one as it starts to make its way up the coast. At least for us across the Northeast, I think at this point, just even taking a look at the weather models earlier this afternoon and even the weather models tonight, pretty much in agreement are that I think we're going to miss out on this particular storm system. Not the case, I don't think, for New Jersey, down through Maryland, parts of Virginia, and the Carolinas could get hit with quite a bit of precipitation, that being some rain. I think we'll stay dry at this point. So again, tomorrow looking good. I think 60s will do it. Some locations near 70 degrees. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect. Well, pretty much will be in the 60s the next several days, and at this point, I'm still going to keep the weather dry as we go through the rest of this week, and as we go into the weekend, and as we go into next week. Looks like we'll start to see a string of some very nice weather and dry conditions. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the daily 884, the big 4, 3680. Quinto numbers looking like this: 40746, cash 5, 1, 2, 9, 37, and 41. Ann.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, earlier today on Topic A, I spoke with Hazleton's Fire Chief Donald Leschko about how to keep you and your family safe during a fire. That and much more coming up on Late Edition.
Everyone knows Dan here at Heritage Hill. He's been devoted to our family of residents for over a decade. Experienced, nurturing, exceptional. It's what our care team is all about. Our residents enjoy personal care, homemade meals, day trips, clubs, and social activities. Shepherd's Garden, our memory care neighborhood, ensures a compassionate and secure environment. Come meet us. We're honored to share our hearts, our home, our heritage of caring. Heritage Hill Senior Community in Weatherly. Call today for your free personal tour.
Why should you visit Penn State Hazleton?
Because if you come to our Penn State Day open house, there's no application fee. We have fun.
We have the Lion.
We have new scholarship money.
Students are scoring internships
all over the country. Penn State is ranked #1
by corporate recruiters.
And this is your chance to see campus, talk to students, meet professors, and check out everything Penn State has to offer.
Penn State Hazleton.
Check us out at psu.edu/visit Hazleton.
Hi everybody, this is Richie Molinaro, Marketing Director for Fairway Chevrolet in Hazleton. Since Berwick Chevrolet is no longer an authorized Chevrolet dealer, I'd like to personally invite you to join our Fairway family. We'll provide you with the utmost courtesy from Chevrolet sales, service, and parts to our state-of-the-art body shop and auto spot. We have over 300 new and pre-owned vehicles in stock. We're the #1 commercial truck and business elite dealer in Pennsylvania, and we would be honored to be your Chevrolet dealer.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the Historic Castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
WILN TV 35, first in live sports.
Hi, I'm Ron Jaworski. For the best in local TV sports, watch WILN TV 35.
WILN TV 35 has it covered.
Hi, my name is Vince Papelli. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver and special teams guy, and for local sports coverage, I watch only WILN 35.
WILN TV 35, the event, not just the highlights.
This week begins Fire Prevention Week, and this afternoon on Topic A, Hazleton's Fire Chief Donald Leschko stopped by to talk fire safety and what the department is doing to help the residents and the young children understand fire prevention. This week is not only Fire Prevention Week, but they have tagged a slogan on it, Cooking Safety. All week, firefighters across the country are helping those understand how to prevent fires and how to protect themselves and loved ones from the dangers. In the United States alone, there were 156,000 fires as a result of cooking. Hazleton Fire Chief Donald Leschko says each year the department responds to many minor cooking fires within the city. Beginning today, the department is out in the schools like they have been in previous years, stressing fire safety to the young children.
Most important thing is that when we go into the schools, we teach the children that they, we put our guys in the turnout gear, we put the SCBA on them, we put the mask on, we put the helmet on them, and all that. We want them not to be scared of the firemen. You know, as I sit here now, you sit here in your uniform, you wear to work every day. You're definitely different when you put your turnout gear on and your, you know, your SCBA, your mask and everything like that. And it can scare a child. I mean, a child can be easily scared by that. So we really want to teach the children not to be afraid of the firemen. But we also want to teach the children that in case of a fire does break out, an emergency does happen, what to do. You know, to activate 911, to get out of the house, make sure they don't, you know, try not to. We don't want them going back in the house. We want them to get out and stay out.
Not only are the children getting a lesson in fire safety, but all of the residents of Hazleton.
We're stressing fire safety to the residents, making sure that they have, you know, number one, you know, working smoke detector, that, you know, everyone has one of these in their home, you know, that they have more than one of them. I mean, you know, code states you should have one in every bedroom and one on every living floor, and make sure you have working batteries in them.
With this week revolving around cooking safety, Leshko reminds everyone who plans on cooking to never leave the food unattended.
We see a lot of times we go into houses, you'll see the detector open, the battery missing. It's a life-saving tool. This will save your life. This is a tool that will actually save your life and help you in case of an event of a fire to get out of your house.
Leshko says one of the main things that people must remember is to always have working smoke detectors in their homes.
It's always, you got to watch what you fry. You know, we've seen a lot of incidents with frying. You know, everybody is so, in today's day and age, everybody's so hustle and bustle that they forget they'll put a thing of oil on the stove, turn it on, leave the room, and before you know it, they have a fire on their stovetop.
The department just received a new shipment of smoke detectors, and if you are in need of one, you may contact the fire department at 570-455-7332, and a fireman will install it for you. Thanks again, Chief. Coming up next, Beth Bensinger is in with the first half of sports. That coming up on Late Edition.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
It was a scary scene when 13 spectators and a driver were injured in a spectacular crash at the Grand Prix in Houston IndyCar race over the weekend. INN Mark McKay has all the details.
Last lap horror in Houston. 3-time Indy 500 champion Dario Franchitti, attempting to make a high-speed pass, instead goes airborne, cartwheeling and destroying the catch fence as his car virtually disintegrates around him. Franchitti's car hits the back of Takuma Sato's, forcing his car to slam into the trackside fencing too. Debris rained into the spectators' stands, injuring at least 13. Carl Daniel shot this unbelievable video of the crash from the stands.
The car, which was one piece, became nothing more than confetti pelting all of us. Pieces of it were all around of us. I was literally thinking that my life is over, but there was no time to say, can you duck, can you run, can you get away? It was like, this is it.
Franchitti is hospitalized with injuries ranging from a concussion, a broken right ankle, and a spinal fracture that doctors say won't require surgery. The 40-year-old is married to actress Ashley Judd, but the couple announced they were separating earlier this year. Judd tweeted her thanks for the prayers and said she and her dogs were on the way to Houston. The Franchitti crash came just 10 days shy of the 2-year anniversary of a spectacular IndyCar crash in Las Vegas that took the life of driver Dan Weldon. In the wake of that tragedy came calls for changes to protective fencing at oval tracks. Sunday's race was held on a street circuit in the shadow of the Houston Astrodome. It serves as another example of the dangers associated with a sport that thrives on speed.
Absolutely insane footage right there. Franchitti, who finished third at Pocono Raceway's IndyCar event in July, is recovering today from ankle surgery, and he will undergo another one on the same ankle within a few days. Ann Gownley, she'll be back on the desk next with all your top story recap. Stay tuned.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Now Hazel Park Spring Water is proud to announce that they are the official water of the WILN Sports Crew and available for home delivery through J.W. Wargo Spring Water Delivery and JoJo's Beverage. Since 1915, the Kreisel family has been serving the area with quality meats. The tradition continues today with 5 generations at Hazel Park Quality Meats, 260 Washington Avenue, West Hazleton, and Redding Specialty Meats, located at 216 East 4th Street in Berwick. Here are some of this week's specials.
A Hazleton man was shot and killed by a police officer after he allegedly attempted to raise a handgun to officers early Saturday morning. State police are now handling the case. The victim, 26-year-old Jonathan Kane Garay of Alter Street in Hazleton. Officers were dispatched to a large fight at 2nd and Alter Streets around 2:30 a.m. on Saturday. A witness told police that a man carrying a handgun took off towards 1st and Alter Streets. According to police, an officer spotted a man running through the gate at the rear of 521 Alter Street. When the officer saw that Garay had a silver and black handgun in his waistband, the officer grabbed him and the gun fell to the floor of the rear porch. Police say Garay drove for the weapon and attempted to raise the weapon towards officers. According to reports, that at that point an officer fired his weapon at Garay. Garay was immediately taken to Hazleton General Hospital, where he died from gunshot wounds. Portions of Alter and 1st Streets were closed off with caution tape until officers left around 11:50 a.m. Troop N Major Case Team has taken over the case, along with the Luzerne County District Attorney's Office and Luzerne County Coroner's Office. State police are not releasing the names of the officers involved at this time. Just 3 days after that shooting on Alter Street, a girlfriend and a sister of Jonathan Garay are speaking out and telling their side of the story. Christina Green has been Jonathan Garay's girlfriend for the past few years, and after he was shot and killed by an unnamed Hazleton police officer on Saturday morning, she says she was the first one at the hospital, and when she arrived at his home on Alter Street, it was complete chaos.
We have been together for 3 years. We were having problems. Like, we did break up in June, but we still see each other every single week, maybe 2-3 times a week. So, you know, they wanted me to make sure that was said. But me and him take care of a 5-year-old daughter together. Like, he's just the love of my life. Like,
Jonathan's sister, Veronica Garay, tells us that her brother had nothing to do with the fight at the Capri on Alter Street that brought Hazleton police to the area. She says the reports from police isn't what really happened. She tells us her side of the story.
We're not okay. We feel we want justice because my brother was murdered. My brother wasn't a criminal. My brother was killed in the kitchen in my mother's arms. He was never on the porch. The videos that were sent to the media shows he was never on the porch. The ambulance took my brother's body from inside of the home. After he killed my brother in my mother's arms, he took the gun off my brother's holster and threw it. My brother never had the gun in his hands. This man murdered my brother. I just want justice. That's all we want. We want this person or these people to face charges because they murdered. It wasn't justified. They should be charged as anybody else that would murder somebody because he murdered my brother. He took a part of us away from us that we can't get back.
Veronica says the officer who shot her brother had a personal vendetta against him, and that's why he shot Jonathan.
Quite some time, almost 3 years, I did internal affairs. I did everything. I just thought by me doing internal affairs, I was protecting my family, but I feel like I didn't do enough because he still harmed my brother. He still came after us like he said he was going to do. We beat him in the case, and he was so angry since then.
According to his sister, Jonathan was never in a gang and was never arrested. They just came here from Brooklyn, New York for a better life.
We're Puerto Rican, yes. Born and raised in Brooklyn, yes. We came here for a better life, not for this to happen. And everybody that knows us, they know that we're very professional people. We help those who need help. Never once we turned our back against no one.
The investigation into the shooting death of Jonathan Garay is continuing. WYLN did reach out to the Hazleton Police Department and the State Police. District Attorney Stephanie Salavanta says they will not comment right now, but adds they have been conducting interviews and will hopefully have more information later this week. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Coming up next, we'll take you to Schuylkill County, where District Attorney Karen Burns-Noon gave out money to local police departments and for money that the county collected from drug busts. But first, time to check in with meteorologist Joe Garbacic. Joe?
Thank you very much, Ann. Well, it definitely is a little bit chilly here in the backyard compared to what we saw over the last couple of nights. Temperatures continue to fall. We are continuing to see those temperatures and higher elevations dropping into the 40s already. Add to that, we got a pretty stiff wind now here in the backyard, so it's actually making it feel a little bit cooler than the actual air temperature indicates. But let's take a look at this graphic. It is a time of year when we see the leaves falling, and that can be a dangerous mix between the rain and falling leaves. You can get the clogged drains, extra slick roads, and we get the clogged drains. You get what's known as urban and small stream floods that can occur, and as a result, those drains are clogged and the water runs all over the place. Now, what will we expect over the next couple of days with the 7-day forecast? I'll let you know coming up in just a few.
It's Octoberger. The sale's so big they named a month after it.
This 14 Jeep Patriot Latitude 4x4, you can buy it for $22,700 or lease it for $214. I also have a Chrysler 200 Limited. Buy it for $21,900 or lease it for only $189 a month, or a Chrysler Town & Country Touring. You can buy that one for $26,900 or you can lease it for $299 a month.
It's Octoberger at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Route 93, Hazleton.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
Welcome back. Police departments around Schuylkill County got money to fight the drug war, culled from the drug war. L.A. Tyrone has more.
It is over $200,000, and it's money which was seized in drug raids around the county. Well, today, DA Karen Burns-Noon, in effect, gave it back to the departments responsible for collecting it.
The monies were received as a result of an investigation by the Pennsylvania State Police and the forfeiture unit of the Attorney General's office and my office. We received them September 6th. We were obviously anxiously awaiting these funds, and we received over $245,000, and today $212,000 was given back to the police departments who work very hard in our communities to attempt as best they can with the resources they have to combat this war on drugs.
But since the distribution is under the auspices of the state's forfeiture law, it is something of a competitive process. She says Schuylkill tried to handle it the way it thought was the fairest.
We had sent a letter out September the 16th and asked them to, we have to justify where the money is going through the Forfeiture Act. So what we did was ask them for things that they were going to use in their communities for these monies. For instance, some police officers are going to use NIC tests, which are the initial determination of whether something is a controlled substances. Others are going to be using night goggle visions, and others are going to be pairing a young officer along with the trained member of the drug task force in order to look for what to look for in their communities for this type of illegal activity.
Mahanoy City was among the recipients, and Mayor Nancy Petrich was glad.
We were very, very happy to receive the letter asking for us to put in for a request for the monies that the DA's office has recovered, and certainly it'll help us do our job, to fight drugs in our community, which are certainly a problem everywhere, and we have put in for the request for certain things that will help our officers.
Her department and the others who received it already have plans on how it will be used.
Or, they're found on a person that they would have in custody to determine are they not true drugs. Also, other things like the district attorney has said, body armor to protect themselves when they go out on drug raids and things like that. So it's certainly going to help us all the way around. No matter what little things we have received, we're certainly grateful for it.
This money actually means very much to small boroughs. The district attorney's office gave it to numerous police departments within Schuylkill County. This will help us buy new portable radios, which are much needed. They'll help us buy camera systems for drug arrests, drug investigations. This is well needed to our local police department.
Well, it'll enable us to buy more equipment to assist our officer in drug enforcement. So that's basically what the plan is.
In Schuylkill's case, more than 30 departments got a share. Now, these distributions happen in every county in the state, all 67 of them. The idea being money taken from the drug trade is used to fight what the federal government refers to as a drug war. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
Stay right where you are. Beth Mensinger's back for the second half of sports, only on WILN.
Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter.
Things move a little slower here in DSLville.
Slow pitch softball is big here. Really big.
There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
plant-based luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754 or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
After starting the season 0-3, the Flyers canned head coach Peter Laviolette today, moving assistant coach Greg Berube to the lead. Laviolette coached Philadelphia for over 4 seasons, leading them to the playoffs in his first 3 years, but last year his squad failed to make the postseason, and the Flyers continued to falter in the 2013 preseason. Laviolette's firing is the earliest to start an NHL season since the 1971-72 season. Berube has been with the Flyers for a number of years as an assistant and was also out on the ice, most notably as a Broad Street Bully and a Washington Capital during his 17-year playing career. Berube makes his debut as the Flyers head coach tomorrow night as they take on the Panthers. After being pulled in the first half of yesterday's Eagles-Giants game because of a hamstring injury, starting quarterback Mike Vick is likely to be on the sidelines next week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it's not written in stone yet. Vick was to have an MRI earlier today to diagnose the injury. Second-string quarterback Nick Foles took over for Vick late in the second quarter yesterday and did pretty well, throwing 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns in the Birds' 36-21 win over the winless Giants. When asked if he thinks he'll be able to play Sunday against Tampa Bay, Vick said he believes so. Eagles fans will just have to wait and see, as Coach Chip Kelly said the starter, as of now, is day-to-day. After a rough few weeks in Tampa Bay, former starting Buccaneer quarterback Josh Freeman will now be dressing as a Viking. His agent Eric Burkhardt tweeted Vikings yesterday, but no other terms have yet been released. Reports are saying it's for a year contract worth about $3 million. Minnesota starting quarterback Christian Ponder had missed time because of a broken rib, and there are 2 more other quarterbacks on the roster in Matt Castle and McLeod Bethel Thompson. So no one's quite sure where Freeman will come into play yet. Last year, Freeman threw for over 4,000 yards and 27 touchdowns as a Buck. This year, he had 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions before he was benched. Last week, we told you that former Penn State quarterback and NFL rookie Matt McGloin moved to second in command on the Raiders roster due to Matt Flynn's demotion. Today, that demotion was finalized as Oakland released Flynn. The Raiders signed Flynn April 1st to be their number 1, but he was soon beat out by Terrell Pryor. Pryor was hurt, so Flynn got a chance on September 19th against the Redskins, threw an interception, fumbled twice, and was sacked 7 times. And after a tough loss Thursday night to the Cleveland Browns, the Buffalo Bills are preparing for their Sunday night game against the Bengals. Also preparing for the Bills, Thad Evans. The 25-year-old Evans spent the first 5 weeks of the season on Buffalo's practice squad, but in Week 6, he will be under center. The organization made the decision after the 37-24 loss behind undrafted rookie Jeff Toole. Starting quarterback for the Bills, E.J. Manuel, is out for a few weeks because of a knee injury. Head coach Doug Marrone said the team will reevaluate their quarterback situation every game until Manuel is healthy enough to come back. Now let's check out our national scoreboard for the night. It was Oakland's second win of the series over the Detroit Tigers with a final of 6-3. They lead the series 2-1. Tampa Bay forces Game 4 after a walk-off solo shot by Jose Lobaton, making that final 5-4. The Cards are tied their series with the Bucks today at 2 after Matt Holliday's 2-run homer in the 6th. Dodgers leading the Braves in the division series 2-1, and Carl Crawford swinging for the fences. He goes yard twice, and the Dodgers are up 2-0. Monday Night Football, the 2-2 Jets heading to the Georgia Dome, where they face the 1-win Falcons. At the half, Geno Smith and the Jets had 127 passing yards with 2 touchdowns. Into the fourth quarter, the Jets lead 20-14. And in the National Hockey League, In the second period, the Devils' Michael Ryder scores an unassisted goal as they are shutting out the Oilers 3-0. And in the Kings' home opener on the ice, they host the Rangers. That one is just underway. Joe Gorbachev has more weather updates for you coming up after the break.
Swing to Big Bad Voodoo Daddy October 18th at the Alice E. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center at the Historic Castle in Hazleton. 2013 marks the 20th anniversary of Big Bad Voodoo Daddy's remarkable arrival onto the music scene. And today, the high-energy 9-piece ensemble continues to remind the world that it's still cool to swing big band style. Join the party. Shake and move to the groove October 18th.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Some people call it health care reform, others call it Obamacare. On this week's show, I'm joined by Dr. Frank Polidoro of DRUMS, who will educate us on the history of this legislation, its pros, its cons, and why you should be very concerned about government intervention and control of your health. This week on Storm Politics, only on WYLN.
Off the Beaten Path is a half-hour program that showcases interesting and unique people, places, and things in Pennsylvania. Hosted by Jeff Bonomo, Brian Bromley, and Ken Cara, Off the Beaten Path is fast-paced, light-hearted, and sometimes even downright funny. Each show, we travel to many destinations in Pennsylvania, including restaurants, events, unique landmarks, and we talk with interesting people. So come with us off the Beaten Path.
I told you about the dangers of rain and the falling rain and blowing leaves and all of that combination that can leave havoc across the region. And, well, the fall foliage colors, they're starting to get up there now. You can see the reds indicating the best time to view them. So across the Northeast, we're getting to that point this week, next week or so. Perfect times to get out and enjoy the fall foliage colors across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Live 35's Skycast Doppler, fairly quiet across the Northeast, a few sprinkles here and there. There's a couple of showers as you head toward northwestern PA, but they'll make their way toward the south and east. But for our area, they're going to fizzle out. These are going to die out, and we're really not going to have to worry about anything, except some cool conditions through tonight. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton were already in the 40s, 49 degrees to be exact. We've picked up now 93/100ths of an inch of precipitation since midnight, and the winds generally averaging between 5, occasionally 10. You get a couple of those wind gusts, 15 or so miles per hour. Notice these temperatures today, pretty nice for the most part, 70s, higher elevations in the 60s. But we're really cooling things down right now. 51 in Mount Pocono, 55 Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 52 in Williamsport, 49 in Selinsgrove, 49 in Bradford, and 57 degrees in northwestern Pennsylvania. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, Nanticoke through Lehman, Kingston, and Pittston, temperatures holding in the 50s. Satellite and radar seeing some breaks in those clouds. And again, another strip of a little bit of some showers and some sprinkles, but they're just going to fade away as they make their way toward the south and east. So tomorrow overall looking like a pretty nice looking day. And by the ending part of the week, watching another storm system, a coastal storm. It'll hug the coast, maybe the Philadelphia area, southeastern Pennsylvania, as well as New Jersey and the Carolinas, Maryland. But for our area, I think at this point we should, right now, stay dry the way it looks. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. So as we go into the next several days, it does look pretty nice. I'm still at this point not putting any threat of rain, but that of course can change as time goes by. And if it does change, it'll be toward the ending part of the week. But for now, we keep 60s in the forecast and dry conditions and overnight lows for the most part in the 40s. except tomorrow night's going to be another chilly one out there, 37 I think at this point.
I don't know if this would be smart on our part, but if we can like make a bet how long we're going to go without rain this time with a meteorologist. But
I think after today was nasty.
It was
I got
sideways?
caught in it a couple times. I don't think we need any for a couple weeks.
It was pretty ugly.
I'll say 9 days.
9 days? I'm going to go 10 just because.
9,
Well, we'll see
10.
who's going to lose.
What's your pick, meteorologist? You have an up on us.
Oh.
We will see
Well,
you
yeah.
tomorrow, Topic A at 5:30.